What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host. The minute Cleo's cat graced our screen, she said, "This cat looks nice and fluffy." We're turning her, folks. We're doing it. It's the one and only cat-loving Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? And this was a nice intro.
I was nervous. You made me all nervous last week.
Guys, thank you to all my friends who supported me in hating John's intro.
So many of you guys called in and were like, Teresa's right, John stinks. Cancel John. That was a horrible intro. How dare he?
Guys, it's all good. He paid for dinner.
Can't believe it. It was a harmless, innocent intro that turned into, woo, there's a petition going around I think I saw. It's terrible.
Oh, this one was good. And her cats are looking fluffy, so I do like a fluffy pet.
I was very nervous. I was like, do I go? Because this intro, a little bit on the attack. I was poking at you a little bit, and I was thinking, uh-oh, is this going to cause a stir on the internets the way last week's did? But
as
okay.
long as you don't call me a sex worker, I'm okay with that.
I don't think I did.
Yes, you did. That's what it sounded like. You called me a whore who makes sex for money.
See, you hear whore. I hear
all the friends.
I hear satisfaction guaranteed. That was what I heard in that intro.
Yeah, but what?
Let's not go back. I don't want to backtrack. I don't want to backtrack.
We cannot.
Fluffy cats, nice cats, fluffy cats. I am obsessed with this couple.
Do you think that, you remember a couple weeks ago, I sent you a photo of a shampooed cow that was also blow dried?
Oh boy.
It was like super fluffy. Do you remember?
Are you trying to flex on the new word that you just learned how to properly pronounce?
Shampooed?
Yeah.
Yes.
We just sat down to record. Teresa had a minor, she didn't have an accident with her car, but some gas got on her car.
Not my gas, gasoline inside of my car, and I tried to cleaning with a vinegar and all kinds of things. Long story short, my car smelled disgusting and it was sticky.
She eventually took it to the professionals. We just got it back from the pros. And what were you saying?
I was saying that it smells great. It's all clean. It has a little different new car smell that I had in mind, but I'm in, different place. But I was telling, and John said, it smells like shampoo. And I said, yeah, they shampooed it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I learned that it's not shampoo, like in Czech, shampoo, but it's only shampoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But do you remember the photo of the shampooed cow I sent you a few weeks ago?
No.
They were like all like fluffy because they were blow dried.
Maybe.
And they looked very cute.
Maybe.
Or like fluffy and nice. That's what the cats look like. Something I just want to touch.
Yeah, they do. They're swell cats, sweet cats. Yeah, we're turning you, Teresa.
I love a good fluff. Listen, I love a good fluff. Whether it's a cow, it's a cat, it's a dog. Love a good fluff.
Yeah, but I'm just so into this couple.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever been this into a couple in a very long time, since like Colt and Larissa probably.
Ooh.
There's just some that you just want to know everything there is. You need to know what's going to happen. How is this going to turn out?
I don't think at this point they even know.
They don't, and that's what's so interesting about
I know.
it. I don't think there's anything contrived about it. I don't think there's any plan to just let's get on TV and be influencers. I think we're watching and we're talking about Cleo and Christian here. I think this is just real life. What's going to happen? Rolling the dice, trying something new, and we're along for the ride.
Yeah, and I'll talk about it when we get to the segment, because you said something and about him. I don't think after watching it, after what you said, I don't think he fully knows himself and his sexuality.
Oh boy, I'm scared what I said. Don't say it this early in the podcast.
No, but maybe he just doesn't want to say it out loud, but I think he's trying to find himself.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Well, I think that's a good way to put it.
Because who says, hetero as fuck? Like, who says that? No one says that. I think
someone who's trying to overcompensate.
Someone
for
who's
something.
trying to overcompensate, or someone who doesn't know and is afraid to put it out there, because once you say it out loud, it becomes real. And I don't think he knows. But I think this might be a way for him to figure out what's going on and whether it's gonna be like, okay, I like this. This is going to work with Cleo, or ooh, this is not for me.
Okay. All right. Well, a tease, if you will. That's enough. You hooked them, I think. They'll listen along. Before we get into the meat of the episode, a little business, real quick. Let's do it right off the top. I didn't even tell Teresa, so I'm breaking news to Teresa right here.
What?
You know we're on Supercast.
Yes.
marriedtoreality.supercast.com.
Yes.
Do you know that I figured out the video?
Oh, you didn't tell me.
I forgot to tell you. You were too busy getting shampooed. So you're finding it out now with the rest of our friends. We're on Supercast. You guys know it. But the Family Affair, that tier is on Supercast now as well.
Oh,
I figured out the video.
awesome.
So if you get onto that Family Affair level, there's basically just a thing. You have to go to the website. You go to the Supercast website, and there'll be like posts. Similar to Patreon, but Patreon has the app.
Yeah.
So it's a little more integrated. Everything is there. There's the audio pod and the video pod if you're on the Family Affair. For Supercast, the audio is right on your device. It's so
Yeah.
easy to sign up for and get it right to your device. You'll have to jump over to the website to get the video, which, all right, I think it's worth it. But it's up there. Cousins Club's up there. Family Affairs up there. If you sign up now, you can get a free week. We're doing free week trials for Patreon and for Supercast.
It's like Shark Week, but without podcast and free.
Something like that. Something like that.
I never know what the Shark Week is, so
It's a week on the Discovery Channel where they just talk about sharks
that's it.
I think
They
that's-
actually talk about sharks.
for a week.
Why don't I watch it? I love sharks. I find them very fascinating.
Well, you should tune in.
I always thought that Shark Week is like a code for like Jersey Shores type of thing.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Like Shark Week, like all these young people, young beachgoers at the beach watching out for sharks. No?
Oh, no.
It's an actual week where people talk about sharks. That's it?
At length.
Why don't I watch it?
I think you could probably pull it up now if you wanted to. I think
Is it Shark Week? I think
I think every
saw
week
some
is
ad.
Shark Week. I think you can go on demand and find all the content.
Really?
Yeah.
And does it like do sharks know? Because I've been seeing a lot of sharks
Yeah, they
seen
show off a little
around
bit.
Florida.
They show off a little bit more during Shark Week. They know it's their week.
Did you see that video?
Oh, yeah.
Of like freaking 900 people in the ocean. There is a freaking ginormous shark.
It was in
like
Florida,
between.
right?
Yeah.
So to bring
in the
this back to
in
90
the
Day.
Panhandle.
Teresa tries to make this podcast anything but 90 Day Fiancé, but for me to try to bring it back, Amber of Amber and Daniel, who we partied with hard at the Reality Gaze show in Tampa.
Shout out to all of them.
Shout out to everyone. She posted, "Oh, little did I know that I was in the water and this was happening." I don't know if she was saying she happened to be in the water elsewhere while there was also sharks swimming around elsewhere, or if she was actually there. I don't know. But she made a post about it too.
I mean, I'm telling you, sharks know it's Shark Week or it's Shark Week's coming up.
Yeah.
They're getting ready.
Anyways, we digress. Supercast, Patreon, we're over there. It's happening, and it's happening because we're covering the other way on the premium
Yes.
feed. So if you want that other way coverage, check out the Patreon, check out Supercast. Again, you get a free week, so try before you buy. We think you'll like it.
Do we know when we'll be dropping it?
Yes,
Is it Tuesday?
we will be dropping it because it airs
airs
tonight.
Monday.
It airs tonight.
Yeah.
And so we will be dropping it. Yeah,
I think
let's
we
drop
do
it Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Let's drop it Tuesday.
I think that's what we do, isn't it?
And then, yeah, because
Because-
it's taking the place of The Single Life or The
Yes.
Love in Paradise.
Yes,
All
because
those.
on Wednesday we still have
Match me.
Harold and company.
Yes. All right.
So, all right.
Too much to talk about the premium, but patreon.com/marriedtoreality, marriedtoreality.supercast.com. Check it out.
People cannot even complain that we're just doing housekeeping because I shared something about sharks.
Very true. And also, on the Patreon and Supercast, this doesn't exist. We cut this out.
So
for
no one's
pa-
going to hear about Shark Week?
Not on the Patreon. And well, that's why I always say save it. You decide to talk during the business. I say save it because a lot of people don't hear this.
Well, I don't see an opening for sharks.
Well, save it. You could say, hey, during the business when you were saying this, I wanted to mention this, but I wanted our premium fans to hear it.
So maybe I'll mention it again.
Well, please don't. Also, it's ad-free. if you guys don't want to hear the ads, it's ad-free over on the premium channels too, at any level. So, all right, that's that. Follow us also on Instagram, at Married to Reality Pod. We should also mention we're on Threads now, because that's a thing. So,
Darcy calls it thread. She's like, welcome to the thread.
Well, Dutch doesn't know what she's talking about. So it's the same on Instagram and Threads at Married to Reality Pod. You can check out the memes. You can message us. It's a good time.
Did you see that Twitter is thinking of suing Meta?
Yeah, because they stole some people.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's like, it's the same thing if Honda was suing Hyundai because they make cars.
How long do you want to make this business?
Ooh, okay. Listen,
right.
You're giving me all this content.
Also, make sure you're following us wherever you're listening right now. It's so easy to do. Just look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's hot. Is better than sex chocolate place.
Huh. All right. You do you.
What? That was a fun place. You wouldn't want to eat a vagina cake?
It was called Better Than Sex?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And last but not least, if you haven't left a review, we love love, like our girl Darce.
I can't believe you like downplayed my as hot as.
To be honest, I was half listening, so it took me a second to recall. I'm trying to get through the business.
Okay, well, I'm not going to make it any easier on you if you ignore me.
We're 12 minutes into this podcast.
Woo, okay.
So, smash like it's as hot as that chocolate sex place. And as I said, we love love. We love a good review. If you leave a 5-star review and you write something, we'll read it on this podcast.
Yes.
And I have one to read.
Awesome.
Okay? This one's a little touch and go, but it's a 5-star review, so I'm going to read it. And I actually love this review. This one comes to us from our friend Prickly Mom.
Hello, Prickly Mom.
Okay. 5 stars. Titled Love You Too.
I love that.
With a heart emoji.
Love
So
it.
starting very strong. Okay.
Okay.
Feeling good about myself.
Okay.
Feeling good about us.
Okay.
Then I start to read it.
Okay.
Prickly Mom starts off. It took me a long time to warm up to you two.
Ooh.
But if the reality gaze likes someone, I have to give them a try.
Okay.
All right. Well, we appreciate
Okay.
the reality gaze for turning you on to us.
Yeah.
And we agree. If the reality gaze co-signs someone, we too have to give them a try. So Prickly Mom goes on to say, I'm listening to old episodes, Danielle's journey, Nicole's journey, and laughing out loud. I love how you two totally digress into topics like bunt cake and calling your dad's friend Ankle. Well, then she's probably loving the business segment of this
You
podcast.
see?
It's so apparent how much you two really enjoy each other.
Oh, we sure do. And we enjoy the podcasting too. And listen, I love this review too because sometimes I'm guilty of taking a while to warm up to certain things, whether it's a show or it's a podcast.
Yeah.
I tend to shut people down very quickly if I don't immediately like something.
Yes.
But I learned to give it more chance.
Yeah, you got to give something a chance.
Yeah.
I'm also guilty of that, and I don't always do that. So thank you so much, Prickly Mom. I'm sure.
I love that. Yeah.
I'm sure you're not alone.
Yeah.
So,
guys,
thank you.
Because of this, we almost did not watch Shit Creek because we didn't like it.
So to make this business segment even longer, one of my favorite movies of all time, Fight Club, I poo-pooed and would refuse to watch for years because I thought, I don't want to watch a movie about fighting. What is this cover with soap on it?
Well, is it the one with Hilary Swank when she becomes a boxer?
No.
Oh,
Is that $1 Million Baby?
I think so.
No, Fight Club is with Edward Norton and Brad Pitt.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, we have to watch. Fantastic movie. One of my top
Is
three.
it better than Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
It was one of my top 3 favorite movies of all time. And I would not watch it for the longest time because the name and the cover art. And then I finally watched it, and I don't need to say anymore. It's one of the top 3 favorite movies of mine. So sometimes you just got to give things a chance.
Absolutely. And to digress even more,
Prickly Mom, this is for you.
I always was opposed to funny, like, comedy podcasts.
Stand-up comedians.
Yes, stand-up comedians. And because John loves that stuff. So I gave a few a shot, and a lot of them disappointed me badly, but some surprised me. And then I fell in love with watching Kill Tony.
Ooh, shout out to Tony Hinchcliffe and the crew.
It's so good. And I do love when John puts it on. And I do watch it. I pay attention to it. But it took me a while. Took me a while, but I finally gave in. And I started laughing. And I was like, okay, I like it.
There you go.
Thank you, Prickly Mom. This is a great review. You're
Great
right.
review.
You're right.
Great
As long as you warm up to us, I love that.
And if you don't, no need to tell us. Just move on. All right. That is the business. What do you say we do a little 90-day, by the way?
All right.
Let's do it. Number 1, new show alert. You may have seen the very vague trailer, but it's officially official. 90-Day, The Last Resort is coming to TLC.
And so many of you guys send us this tea. So thank you to all of you. You know who you are.
Well, thank you, but no thank you, because I actually did this as by the way, months ago when it was unofficial. Because we have a secret source who's given us a little bit of knowledge on this, and TLC dropped the trailer, which was more like a teaser, right? But because of our secret source, our inside source, we know the cast. TLC hasn't come out and announced the cast, but we have that information, and we put it on our threads.
Yeah, threads, guys.
If you didn't check out that thread, well, you're in luck. We'll tell you right now. I figure let's tell our friends. Tell our friends right now. So, all right. Drum roll, please, for the cast of 90-Day, The Last Resort, which, first and foremost, it's a fantastic name.
Is it?
That's a fantastic.
I guess it is.
Think about it. The premise of the show is 5 90-day couples. They're having marital troubles. They go to this resort in Florida to talk to a counselor. This is the last resort before divorce.
All right.
Fantastic name.
All right.
Here we go. Starting with fan favorites of ours, Jovi and Yara.
Yeah, I like Jovi and Yara, but they're also I don't see them as a crazy couple.
Well, let's see. I have to imagine, and I don't know for sure, but I have to imagine we left Milo at home. We left Milo with Mama Gwen, and let's just see these two at a resort in Florida alone.
So I'm actually a little bothered by them being on the show because they always seem so happy. Look at their Instagrams. Like, everything's great. Like, even their only issue is that Yara was trying to buy an apartment in Prague. Like, okay. Like, I think them getting on a show like this is to keep the fame going, right?
Well, sure.
I don't think they have bad issues. There are a lot of 90-day couples who are on this show who have a lot of issues.
Well,
but I don't see them being one of them.
Well, buckle up, Theresa, because the rest, you're going to be craving for the amuse-bouche that is Jovi and Yara to get a little bit of breather. Catch your breath before you go back into the ring.
All right.
With these
the
couples.
only thing I'm saying is, like, I do like Jovi and Yara, but I see them as a Kenny and Armando, like a good solid couple.
All right. Well, next, Big Ed and Liz. Okay? Do you miss Jovi and Yara yet?
I hate Big Ed. But I'm curious to see. He's such a moron.
Well, they're checking into The Last Resort, along with Kalani and Asuelu.
Ooh, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to say is that why did they take a year to release it? Remember, because there are all these like sightings on someone posted on social media a year or over a year ago saying, I booked a vacation.
Oh, yeah.
And they're filming this 90-day here. And that's how it leaked.
Yeah.
And then people were annoyed because they were closing parts of the resort.
Yeah.
And guys, the Florida Keys, even if you stay at a hostel, it's fucking expensive. So people were pissed.
I don't know if it's in the Keys.
I think it's in the Keys.
Oh, really? Not Key West. Definitely not Key West.
Not Key West, but anything below like Miami and down, it gets expensive. The bluer the water.
I don't think it's the Keys.
The bluer the water, the more money you pay. So if they have blue water, it's expensive. So if someone spent all the money to go to this resort, I wanted to vacation, and they're shutting parts of it down to film, I would be pissed too, a little bit.
All right, next.
Okay.
and I agree they should have hurried up with the release, because this next couple I don't think is a couple any longer. Molly and Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see probably that relationship fizzle out.
Yeah, they took too long and too many leaks.
And last and least, Angela and Michael.
Wait, is Michael going to be on video?
No. Well, yes, Zoom.
Oh, that's annoying. He's not even there.
I know. It's going to be ridiculous. But it just means Angela's going to be freewheeling by herself, except for the, 45-minute therapy session she has to do.
Do you remember the episode of How I Met Your Mother? Towards the end, it was Robin's and Barney's wedding when Marshall was stuck at the airport in Minnesota and was running late.
Vaguely.
So they put Marshall on an iPad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
They should do that with Michael, but so he's on the iPad all the time.
Yeah, this is going to be very similar to the tell-all, no limits, where, yes, Michael, they're all on the iPad sitting next to Angela. And then afterwards, they go to the bar, the rooftop, they're drinking.
Yeah, but I want her to carry Michael around.
She should have to carry Michael around.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's going to grace our screens Monday, August 14th.
Are we going to cover Big Ed and Liz?
Well, we'll cover everyone.
I think we will.
We'll probably cover it. Who
I mean,
cares?
he's a prick.
Yeah. But look, we tried. We tried
and
our
moron.
best. You tried to get a petition going about me. I'm still here. And people
it's just
tried.
because he just sucks. Like he's a sleazy little man. So
Yeah. But what does ignoring a problem do?
Sure.
So that's Monday, August 14th. I got another piece of info I'm not sure that you know about.
All right. Is it a second by the way?
No, it's part of this one.
Ooh.
Okay. In addition to the show, Teresa, there's going to be a weekly companion podcast that goes along with it.
What?
90 Day The Last Resort Sessions.
Why?
Because they're trying to make
Who's
money.
gonna do the pod?
That's a great question. Not us, because we weren't asked, although we should have been. It will be hosted by Sakanya Krishnan, who was a news anchor. She has hosted some TLC
I know
shows.
the name.
She hosted like the 90 Day Love Games or something. She's in the world.
Yeah.
Also, therapists Petey Silvera. Guys, don't go to a therapist named Petey. Dr. Janie Lacey and Dr. Jason Prendergrass.
So wait a minute.
They're all the therapists on the shows.
Okay,
on the show.
gotcha.
Then they're going to do a weekly pod after that breaks down the issues and discusses the moments. And so something else to listen to that I'm sure will be canceled within a few weeks.
It will be because they won't be able to say anything they really think.
No, they tried to have an official 90-day podcast, and that I don't even think that lasted a season. Fail.
It's because it's too strict. I love doing this because we're free to say whatever we want.
Yes.
We're free to hate Big Ed. We're free to love whoever.
Yes.
And it's up to you guys to tell us what you think, which is great, but we're not going to change our minds.
Oh, no, I mean, we may.
If
we
you're
may.
attached to the network, you cannot come out and be like, Big Ed sucks.
No, we won't change our minds because of that, but we've had friends reach out and say, well, I don't know why you think this, because here's facts about that. And we go, oh, that's interesting. Didn't really think about it that way. And then we've, like Nicole from MAFS, people came out after us and were like, why do you hate her so much? And we were like, well, because this, that, and the other thing. And then the season progressed and we're like, you're right. We actually don't hate her that much.
No, we don't. Listen, and we always say this. I'm going to say it again. We comment on what we see on the TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if someone's like super nice on TV, but he or she is an asshole in real life, well, we don't know that. Even if we did on social media, I still want to comment on what I see, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. Big Ed's being an asshole on both social media and on TV, so we are free to say that. But anyways, you're sick, by the way?
Yeah, guys, call out sick from work because this is a long episode. You guys are going to take a half day. This is a long episode.
Okay.
Number 2. And thank you to Dahlia again.
Hello, Dahlia.
Dahlia's like my eyes and ears on the street. She's coming through week after week.
Dahlia's our secret detective.
Yeah, she's helping out big time. So here we go. Benny has hung up the butt bongos and moved forward and found a new job.
Yes.
You know about this one?
Well, who do you think talks to Dahlia? Who do you think is friends with Dahlia? It's not you. It's me.
Dahlia, I thought we were friends. So Janice posted on Instagram the other day. That's how I think a lot of us found out about this story. Janice, obviously Benny's mother-in-law, posted, "Congratulations to my son-in-law, Biniam, on his new role as a superhero in Feld Entertainment's Marvel Universe Live. Which superhero do you think he would play best? We always knew you were a talented performer, but now you get to show the world."
How much money do you think he makes?
Not
It's
enough.
Las Vegas.
No, it's not Las Vegas.
It's not?
No, it's Marvel Universe Live is like a touring live action arena show. So he'll be bouncing around city to city performing the show.
What is Ari doing?
At home with the baby, maybe? What do you mean?
I thought this was a show in Las Vegas.
There may be a Marvel show in Las Vegas, but Marvel Universe Live is a traveling show. It's like Ringling Brothers.
Can I tell you something? You probably know it.
Okay.
I hate Marvel.
Yeah,
It makes zero sense to me.
Yeah, I haven't really
I don't
watched
like
much of it.
superheroes.
Me neither.
Because it's not real. At least Jurassic Park or the dinos. Dinos used to be real.
Sure.
So.
So, but good for Benny.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Good for Benny. Janice posted like a little sizzle video of him in action on her Instagram. If you want to check it out, go for it. Her Instagram name is Commando Mom.
Commando Mom.
Maybe she doesn't wear underwear. I don't know. But congrats to Benny. He is easily one of the most successful 90-dayers to date.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was reading an article about the richest 90 days.
Yeah.
He's
Darcy.
very far from the list.
Darcy, Big Ed,
But apparently Michael Jensen.
Yeah, Michael.
But not from 90.
No.
But apparently he lost somebody during
Oh, for
the
sure.
pandemic.
For sure. But Benny has been on multiple seasons. I think Michael's been on one. Benny's been on multiple seasons. He came from another country, right? He came here. He got work. I think he's one of the most successful.
As long as they do something, not just rely on the American, that's good.
All right. Thank you again, Dahlia, for all these hot stories.
Yes.
If you guys got stories, send them in. I could use all the help I can get. So
Yes.
we appreciate it. All right. That is the 90 Day by the Ways. We are almost 30 minutes.
1 hour in.
All right, let's do it. The reason we're here, Sunday night, 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 Days, season 6, episode 6.
66.
All right, Route 66. Should we start with Gino and Jasmine?
Oh, yeah.
Jasmine, she's given Gino some room and time to masturbate, I think. She said, like, I'm going to go run some errands.
Yes. And I hate the way she talks to the dog and Gino. Like, she talks to everyone like they're babies. And it's just so creepy. She's leaving. She's like, take care of Coco Puppy. It's like, ah!
Yeah, don't infantilize. Don't infantilize your partner. Don't infantilize your dog. Don't infantilize your infant. Talk to people like they're adults, and they'll act like adults.
Say hello, have a great day to your infant when you drop them off at a preschool.
Yes. Yes, I agree. But we all do it. I try not to, but it's a thing.
I don't baby talk.
You know who she baby talks?
Oh, she baby talks her ex.
This is no bueno, Teresa.
So here's the thing. She said, I need to run some errand, baby.
Lie.
The truth is she needs space from Gino so she can call her ex Dane, that she calls Dan.
Yeah.
But it's Dane, like Great Dane, but not as great.
I'd rather her call him Dane, Dan, anything other than baby.
Baby, I love you. I love you.
Hi, baby. That's it. You're done.
You are done.
This is it, right? Goodbye. There is no once you break up and you're in another relationship, there's only one baby, and it's not your ex.
Yes, the only way I can see her calling her ex baby is like if her ex came out as gay and they're friends and they're being a little cute. I could be like, you know what? Like, okay, it's still weird.
I wouldn't go baby. I would go babe. In that case, I'd be like, babe. I think that's on a friend level.
I would not use any of the words.
I wouldn't either. But in your scenario, I could see a babe being thrown around. I can't see a baby.
Yeah, I can see neither. I don't do that.
I can't see a baby.
Foreign. But he is not gay and he's still her ex, and she does call him baby. And yes, she's talking to Dane in the park behind Gino's back.
Yeah, the issue starts with the fact that she's calling him, and then it continues with the fact that she's calling him baby, right? She even says, she tells the producer, I would never let Gino talk to an ex over my dead body.
And the producer's like, isn't that hypocritical? And she's like, It's not hypocritical.
Huh?
She couldn't pronounce it.
Neither can you.
I said hypocritical.
Hypocritical.
Oh, like a hippopotamus.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you see, I could pronounce that.
Uh-huh.
Hypocritical. Okay, well, I'm taking back giving her
Please.
shit.
Uh-huh.
But hypocritical, she's like, no, because I'm trustworthy and Gino is not. Do you think that Gino is like banging chicks in Michigan? I don't think so, Jasmine.
Yeah, I was going to say, what has he done? He has sent her nude photos to people.
But that was him flexing with Jasmine.
I know. That would break my trust a little bit if you're sending around my nudes.
I absolutely 100%. Like, if he did that, as he said he did, that's fucked up. But now what she's doing, she's like, yeah, he literally cannot talk to a female waitress when he orders his pickup
100%.
TV dinner. But
It is hypocritical.
Yeah, but she FaceTimes her ex and calls him baby.
Yeah, no, it's completely hypocritical. There are no qualifying factors when it comes to hypocrisy. It's not, well, I can do this, but he can't because. It's no, if you're doing something, then if that other person can't, then it's hypocritical.
You almost said hypocrisy.
I absolutely did not. I absolutely did not.
Hypocrisy.
Do you realize everyone forgot that you butchered the word, but now that you brought it back up, everyone remembered? Oh, yeah, I remember when she was making fun of Jasmine and then she herself butchered the word? Okay. Don't forget to shampoo your hair tonight, Teresa. So they're talking, and Jasmine brings up the prenup, but Gino took it away, but I still feel betrayed. I feel like he's not trustworthy. And Dane's like, you need someone confident like you. You're confident. You're incredible. She's not confident. That's why she's with Gino.
Yeah, she's not confident. She's not incredible. Jasmine is, everyone always thinks that she is just using Gino, and I think she does use him to a certain level, but I also think she does love him because she dated before and no one can stand her crazy. And after witnessing her crazy, right, I think Gino is just happy he got a hot young chick and he's just gonna cave in on anything crazy. He pays for her apartment. There is no prenup. I mean, they have to fight a little bit, right? But he always caves in because he will never find a girl like Jasmine. And let's just be honest with the stupid hats he wears.
But I honestly don't know if he's that into her anymore. The looks don't matter at a certain point because he's not attracted to her personality.
No.
The looks are amazing in the beginning, but if it gets to the point where I can't even be in the same room with her, it doesn't matter how good she looks.
It's not just about her looks. I've said it so many times on this podcast over and over and over. Certain people like toxic relationships and they love it and they hate it. He hates it when they fight, but he loves when she becomes cute and babies him. And that's why he will never, unless she leaves him or kills him, which is more likely.
This is getting more possible by the episode, yeah.
Yeah. He won't leave her and she won't leave him either. I'm telling you, it's so toxic that at the end of the day, they both enjoy it. Like deep down, because Gino knows that once they fight badly, she's going to come back and be cute. And she knows that once they make up, they'll make out, right? Or he caves in on something, on the apartment, or buys her hair. It's a toxic relationship.
It is. You're not the only one who thinks that. Dane is clocking it from a mile away and says, oh, you guys should try couples therapy. They should be on Last Resort.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see them on Last Resort.
I feel like a couples therapy is great, but then they should not get married because if you need a couples therapy before you even walk down the aisle,
I agree.
Then what are you doing?
I agree. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. We have friends who went and saw a therapist before they were even engaged.
Yeah.
And I said, you don't need to be seeing a therapist. You need to be seeing other people.
Yeah. Well, they're married now. So
happily?
I don't know.
We'll see. So Jasmine agrees. She likes the idea of therapy. She goes, I don't want to move to the States, get married, and then be miserable forever. So let's try to solve this before that happens. So the conversation ends, and we hear, hugs and kisses, baby. Love you. Except
Ew.
TLC did not put the love you in the super.
No. I heard it and I told John. He's like, no, she didn't say it.
We went back and listened.
Yeah.
She said it.
Oh, yeah.
Even TLC is not looking to start that much drama to put the love you. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't a lot. That was so natural. That was not like, okay, I love you. It was like, all right, hugs and kisses, baby, love you. Like,
Yeah.
It was so just reactionary and natural for her. It is red flag city over here.
So red flag city.
So then we cut to Jasmine. Her and Gino, they're at the apartment. She's lotioning him up. She's looking like Prison Mike.
Like, she takes care of him as he's a toddler.
Yes, but no, because everything she does, she makes sexual. She's like,
Because he doesn't bang her.
yes, but I could be wrong. Maybe me and Gino are two guys on an island, but I don't find this overly aggressive sexual nature attractive. I find it smothering and desperate. And for me, I'm like, stop.
I agree, but
Put on sweatpants and a t-shirt, go sit on the couch and act normal. And I find that so much more sexual and hot than like, oh, don't you want to fuck me, Gino? Why don't you put the sunscreen on my ass? I'm like, why don't you chill out, lady, and take off the bandana? You're scaring me.
I agree, but I think a lot of women think that if men don't want to have sex with them, that they're cheating on them.
Okay,
Or something's wrong.
valid concern, but stop putting it on the man and start looking at yourself maybe and go, oh yeah, maybe he's not attracted to me when I'm shoving butt plugs up my ass and talking about how bad I want him to fuck me.
I don't even think that's the issue. The issue is that, and Gino said it, they fight all the time.
But they're fighting about sex. A lot of the fighting is about, why aren't you fucking me?
Among other things, like the prenup, like
sure.
the bill. Well, not the bill.
You're struggling a little today with the English language.
A little bit, will.
But it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because, yes, they're fighting about not having sex, but they're not having sex because of the fighting.
What are you trying to do? Like compensate for my lack of English with big words?
Yeah. Maybe. So, anyways, they're going to the park to work out.
Or like Jasmine. What's the word when dogs do it? Like dry hopping?
Humping?
Dry humping. Like when Jasmine dry humps Gino.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
Somehow a pole dance workout would have been less sexual than whatever this was. The whole, all right, I'm going to show you how to stretch. Like, this was not any type of stretching I've ever seen at my aerobics classes.
Well, stretching was kind of I think it was like an old school aerobics move. Have you ever seen, do you know the song Call on Me?
Suzanne Summers?
Call me. It's like Eric Pritz.
Sure.
Me. Have you ever seen the music video?
Oh, yeah.
It's an aerobics class.
Yeah,
So that's what she was doing.
Sort of.
It was a sexual outdoors aerobics class.
No question. No.
Did you see the people in the background just like enjoying the park?
I don't know if they were enjoying anything.
I would not. But she's like, Gino, just do some squats. Show me your squats. And poor Gino's trying to squat. And she literally scoops him.
And here's the issue with it. We've worked out in the park. We've worked out in gyms. We've run around neighborhoods. It's fine. That's great. Work out together. When she comes out and says, well, this is going to help with your movements during intercourse because sometimes you're like a robot. It's like, why does everything have to be about sex?
Because they have nothing else in common.
Well, they don't have that in common right now.
Well,
Try to have a conversation about something else. Literally, she tries to have a conversation and it's about one thing and one thing only. Gino, we've only had sex once since you've been here. I'm willing to do anything. Do you have any sexual fantasy? Like tying me up, spitting in my mouth, choking me, just spitballing here. I haven't thought about this at all. I'm just throwing these things out here.
Ew.
These are her words, not mine.
Did she say that?
No.
I
I mean,
thought
she
yours.
said the tying me up part.
Oh, okay.
She
So
just-
I can see your sexual fantasies right here.
I was yes-anding Jasmine.
All right.
She literally goes, do you have any sexual fantasies like tying me up? You know, what else comes after that?
Gino says,
Not
well,
Gino.
maybe not fighting.
Yes.
That's his sexual fantasy.
That's
that
his
she
fantasy.
Shuts up.
That's his fantasy. Take sexual out of it. That's just his fantasy, is that we stop arguing.
I could not take it.
Which part?
Arguing. And they argue apparently all the time.
Yes.
Even when they're not together, they argue on Zoom or whatever they use,
Yes.
FaceTime.
So I don't know whose side are you on? I'm on Gino's side. I feel like I'm the only
on
one.
no one's side.
Okay.
I'm telling you, she's asking for the will for a reason.
I think, yeah, she's probably going to kill him. And we'll get the Dayline 90 Days spinoff we all want. So then we cut to them practicing some dance moves by the water.
Did you pick up on the fact that Jasmine dressed him up?
Yeah.
She's like, look at Gino wearing dress shoes. And I realized like he always wears those like ugly sandals.
Yeah, I don't think that this was much of an improvement.
He's wearing his new hat. It was because his button down had no patterns.
Okay.
That's a win.
All right. But they're dancing, right? It's getting sexual once again. And I finally just say to myself, take a Kama Sutra class already.
Ooh.
That's what you want to do. Enough of this. Let's work out, but we really are going to try to get sexual. Let's dance, but we're really going to get sexual. Just take a Kama Sutra class.
That's a good idea. I mean, salsa is a sexual dance.
Yes, but stop trying to cloak you wanting to get sexual or you wanting to improve your relationship in the bedroom. Stop trying to mask it behind, let's exercise, let's dance. Just be open and honest about it then.
True.
And do the Kama Sutra class.
They definitely should. That's a great idea. I hope they listen to us.
Thank you. So here's what's happening. Jasmine's going to take Gino to meet her butt plug friends for the first time. And so
Ira and Lana.
So the butt plug friends.
Yes.
The butt plug brigade. So she wants Gino to brush up on some dance moves because they're going to hit the floor.
So they do this dancing in the public, and Gino says he knows a little bit of salsa, and he's a little more open to it than he is to other things.
Old El Paso, Tostitos. He's probably got all the salsas in his cabinet.
Well,
I like it extra mild, Jasmine, but if you want medium, we can go medium.
I can definitely hear him saying that.
Yeah.
But they get to the club. Ira speaks a little English. Lana, zero.
And Jasmine immediately puts them on display. Like, you ready to show my girls your new dance moves? Sure. It's so awkward.
So awkward because the friends are there to judge. And as Gino walks away from them to dance, they're like, he looks good for his age. From behind. It's like, what does that even mean?
I don't know. But
Like, hey, you're saying he's a good butt? Can you even say that about your friend's fiance?
they don't waste a minute before they start talking about, so have you used the butt plugs I gave you? No, not yet. And then they ask Gino, well, have you had butt sex with another person?
Gino is like, let's change the topic. How long have you known Jasmine?
Isn't this ridiculous?
It is.
Isn't this ridiculous?
If your friends, we went out with your friends and they asked about anything
Have you had butt sex with another person?
Horrible. I would be literally, you're a bunch of morons, and John, you're not allowed to be friends with them anymore because they're morons.
Yeah. And so they ended up talking about how they met and how the friends met. And one friend's like, well, how are you handling this long distance relationship, Gino? Have you cheated on Jasmine? Gino's like, no, I never would. And I hope she wouldn't cheat on me because today I found out she was talking to a guy.
Dane.
And this is when we learn Gino confronted Jasmine because she was acting weird. And Jasmine told Gino, well, I was talking to a friend.
Yes, and then Gino gets to talk to Ira, who speaks some English, and be like, who's this Dane? And Ira spills the beans that he is her ex. And not, oh, he is my ex I dated in high school. He is her ex she dated right before Gino. Like 2018, 2019.
And they're still good friends. And this, I don't normally subscribe to lying by omission. But this was lying by omission. If Jasmine is saying, oh, I was talking to my friend. No worries. No, he was your ex.
Yeah.
And you should say that. I thought Gino kept it very cool.
He did.
He did not lose his shit, but he tells the camera, imagine if I told Jasmine I was friends with my ex. She's hiding this. Something's going on. She must be hiding something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, well, of course he kept it together. He is a grown-up. He is in his 50s. Why would he make a scene? And then I thought of Angela.
Exactly.
So yes,
Exactly.
he kept it together, but this is not over. And if I found out you talked to your ex like this, we would be done.
No, it's going to be very interesting. This is going to air eventually.
Yeah.
Well, it's airing now.
Yeah.
He's going to see it eventually if he hasn't seen it already. And
he's going to see it before the tell-all, like on the tell-all.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Yeah. All right. So that is Gino and Jasmine. We're going crazy long. I think we got to take a break right now.
All right.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll head to Vietnam. All right? We'll be back in a second. Are you ready to step into a world of mystery, danger, and romance? No, I'm not talking about a new season of 90 Day Fiancé. I'm talking about our sponsor for today's episode, June's Journey. June's Journey is a hidden object mystery game that transports you back to the roaring 20s, immersing you in a captivating detective story right on your phone. As you play, you'll find hidden clues, solve mind-teasing mysteries, and search for hidden objects in stunning locations like the parlors of New York and the sidewalks of Paris. Shout out to Patrick and Miriam. I've been playing June's Journey as the perfect way to relax and unwind while still challenging myself and sharpening my observation skills. So far, I've had the chance to uncover scandalous family secrets, explore the vivid scenery of the 1920s, and even build my own luxurious island. You can't see this one from Jasmine's balcony, though. I'm currently on Chapter 5, and I can't wait to see what unfolds next. So join me on this thrilling adventure by downloading June's Journey for free on iOS or Android today. Channel your inner detective, uncover hidden clues, and become part of June Parker's captivating journey. Can you crack the case? Download June's Journey for free today and let the mystery begin.
Hey guys, today's episode is brought to you by Ave, the obvious choice in health and wellness. Ever since I learned that we start losing collagen as we get older, I've been looking for ways to get more of it into my diet for my hair, my skin, and my joints. I tried several brands and they all tasted not so good. You guys know, John is a picky eater.
Hey, I'm right here, but guilty.
Well, I'm a picky supplement taker. I can't tell you how many half-full jars of protein and collagen we have in our cabinet. But when I tried Ave, it was a game changer! There's so many flavors. I've been going with a peanut butter cup super collagen protein, and it literally tastes like peanut butter. 10 grams of collagen, 9 grams of protein, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and only 40 calories. It's only been a few weeks, but I feel like I hop out of bed a little easier, and John's actually been complimenting me on my hair. A little more.
I know some goats that would love to snack on that hair, Teresa.
Oh, don't get me started on that. But there is one more thing I have to tell you about. Always apple cider vinegar gummies. Not only can they help with weight loss, reduce cholesterol, and lower blood sugar levels, they taste like candy. And here's the best news of all. Our listeners can get 25% off today with code MERIT at myave.com. That's myobvi.com and use promo code MERIT, MARRIED, to get 25% off today. I'll also make John put a link in the show notes.
You got it.
Thank you, Avi, for sponsoring this podcast. And let Avi help you reach your goals this summer.
And we're back.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Teresa. How are you?
Welcome back to the podcast.
Where did I go?
You went to get a beer.
Oh, how dare you?
I dare you.
How dare you say that?
Also got a beer.
You sure did. All right. Let's
We
settle.
need a beer. What are you talking about?
Well, we do. This is hard work over here.
Ooh, okay.
This is, after talking about Gino and Jasmine's sex life, I think we all need a drink.
Yep. So let's clear our palates by going to Vietnam.
All right. Shall we talk about Riley and Violet?
Let's talk about Riley and Violet.
Okay. I guess Violet agreed to hang out with Riley one more time. Every time they're together, I'm like, oh, how nice of Violet to make time for Riley. Right? You know she doesn't want to, but okay. She canceled her plans and said, all right, fine. We can go. I want to take you to get some traditional Vietnamese clothing. I want to get you a yo-yai, which is the customary attire to wear for special events. And so they're going to go get them all fitted up before Violet takes Riley to meet her family.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I was thinking about if I know any Vietnamese people. I don't. I have a lot of friends from Asia, but I don't have any friends from Vietnam.
Okay.
And what Violet is saying about how Vietnamese are so funny, I find it insulting. Is it supposed to be funny, or at least there is a misunderstanding with the translation? But they get to the store, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was Violet's friend who works there. She's measuring Riley. And as she's measuring Riley, her and Violet are talking in Vietnamese about Riley. She keeps calling him fat and ugly.
Yeah.
Like, how is that funny?
Yeah.
Especially because he doesn't understand.
I'm sure we have some Vietnamese listeners, so please call and let us know, is this customary? Because this just seems rude.
Unless, I'm telling you, maybe it is funny and it's just there is a misunderstanding with the translation, because everything she says, oh, that like I fuck you instead of love you, like that's just not funny.
No.
I don't find it funny.
No. So yeah, Riley's getting fitted for this yo-yai, and Violet is basically Angela 2.0, just heckling him like, you're fat, your belly is double the size of mine, you're old, you're ugly. I'm literally not being hyperbolic here. These were the words that she said about Riley.
Well, so first she said it to her friend in Vietnamese, and then Riley was like, are you talking about me? She's like, yeah, I'm saying you are fat and ugly. And he's like, really? Are you joking? Riley's like, you're joking, right? She's like, no, I'm not joking. But then she kind of explains that she did say it, but that's the joking.
Yeah. And
listen, I think I have a great sense of humor. I think you do too.
Thank you.
You don't think I have a great sense of humor?
I agree with the second part.
You
No,
don't think I do?
Of course you do.
Okay, you hoe.
All right. Slut.
But that doesn't seem like a great sense of humor. Imagine if I was trash talking you to my friend in Czech, and after you ask me 15 times what I'm saying, I'll be like, I'm just saying that you're fat and ugly, but it's a joke.
And here's the difference. Because we had some of our friends reach out to us and say, well, I think the way you guys call each other sluts is the same as how they give each other the finger.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. And here's my defense of that. We came to our love language together. We both decided, we have a bunch of words, some that we don't even use on this podcast, not because they're offensive or anything, but just because they're super personal, that we've sort of established this language together.
Yeah.
I don't think Riley and Violet established this language together or this dynamic together. And I know they didn't, because when Violet says, oh, you're fat, you're ugly, Riley's like, what the hell? He's not cool with it. He's not playing along with it.
No. And
that's the difference.
Absolutely. And also, the word slut is kind of funny. And even like how they use it. You watch a show, right? Show that's on TV during the day, and someone's like, she's such a slut. It's always kind of like, I don't take it that seriously. There are other words with a similar meaning that are more serious that I would never use, right? But I find the word hilarious, and so does John. That's why we started saying it as a joke. But you're right. We started saying this as a joke together when we were together for years. So it wasn't like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Teresa. You're fat and ugly, but I'm just joking.
Right. So I think it's completely different. And even aside from that, Riley doesn't like it. So
exactly.
You shouldn't do it.
You both need to enjoy this. He definitely does not enjoy this.
So he reaches his wit's end. He's not enjoying the playful insults any longer. So he leaves, and Violet follows, and she gets a text. And Riley's like, who is that? Who's texting you? And Violet won't answer. And she's being very defensive about it. Oh, I don't need to tell you about my friends. I don't need to tell you who texts me.
Well, if it was a friend, that's fine. but why is the friend sending you a shirtless shirt? I mean, a shirtless photo.
Right. And Riley's like, well, if it's a guy with his shirt off and you're not going to tell me who it is, how do you not expect me to be suspicious about this? And Violet's like, well, it's my private life. I don't ask about the girls texting you. And Riley's like, yeah, well, because that's not happening.
Because Violet said, when you're married, you talk about everything and you share everything, but we are not married. Does it mean that she can still hide things and do whatever she wants until they get married?
Yeah, at this point, sure, you should have trust in your partner, but also, I think you have reason to clarify why there is a shirtless guy on your phone. So if it's just like, who's texting you and there was no reason to be suspicious, I'd be like, hey, like, just trust me. It's just my friend. But if I saw a shirtless photo on your phone, I'd be like, hey, who is that? I think you have the right to know.
And honestly, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Maybe it's her friend sending her a screenshot of a store with a guy wearing pants she wants to buy for her husband, right?
Okay.
But something ridiculous that could be explained, well, then show it to him. Mm-hmm. The fact that she was hiding it, that's a big red flag.
Yeah, she ends up saying, well, this is just my friend. He's a teacher in my school. I introduced him to my friend, and now they're a couple.
Wait. I totally missed this. Is that what she said?
Oh, yeah.
So her colleague is sending her a shirtless photo?
Right.
That's horrible.
So, yeah, after Riley heard the first response, which was like, it's my own business, mind your own business, he took off and he walked away. Then Violet kind of chased after him. I was like, why are you mad? This is just my friend. He's a teacher in my school, and he's now with my other friend, and they're a couple. And Riley's like, okay, well, then why wouldn't you just show me that then? And she's like, well, I don't have to. He's just a friend. I never lied to you, so I don't have to show you. It's so sketchy.
Very sketchy.
I don't like it at all.
Me neither.
And I've come up with a new name for Violet.
Violence?
No. Lie a lot.
Oh, because she does.
It's not great.
She does lie a lot. I like it.
It's not great.
Because Riley's like, you liar. You lie.
A lot.
Goodbye.
But she's like, well, we're not married. I don't need to show you my private
That's
life.
what
It's
I
like,
said. Yeah.
But it's like, well, then you're not going to get married
Yeah.
because this is no way to conduct a relationship. But
yeah, like listen, I'm not saying that you should be checking your significant other's phone. You should not. But if you have concerns and you ask, like, hey, like, what is that? Can I see it? And if they say no, that's concerning.
It's concerning. Have a good reason. If it was just your friend who you hooked up with your other friend, say that from the beginning. Don't all of a sudden just shut it down and say, oh, you don't need to know. If that's the truth, tell the truth.
Yeah.
And I think there's different rules for long distance relationships. I think there probably is more of a need to be open and extra open in a long distance relationship because that distance has to fuel a little more insecurity when you're not with the person all the time.
That's true.
So maybe bend the rules a little bit and say, I don't normally just show my text to everyone, but I get it. We're so far apart. Here's who's sending me topless photos. So for some reason, Riley just drops it.
Well, he doesn't, but he tells him, we need to go and meet my family. And if I canceled, my mom would lose her respect for you. So he's like, okay, let's put it on the side for now.
Okay. So they go and they meet Mom, Violet's daughters, her brother.
Younger brother.
Going for dinner at the family's home.
It looked good.
And Riley's like, well, this is different. In America, it's just different. It's just, he won't get to. He doesn't want to offend. So he's like,
but this is where I felt bad for him because he got so excited seeing the girls. And he was like hugging everyone. And he's like, I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, and her daughters, Tuette and Bao, seemed way more excited to meet Riley than Violet ever did this entire trip.
Yeah. And he brought gifts, but just for the girls, which I'll say this, right? Checks, a lot of Czech, like when you go and visit someone in Czech, whether it's John coming from the US or your neighbor coming to have a coffee, right? We always bring something, whether you bring a bottle of wine, coffee, some bomboniera, or you make a homemade cake, you bring something.
Yeah.
So I told you that when we were going to check for the first time, you were like, what do I bring? And I was telling you, you don't need to bring anything expensive. Like, it's not about money or anything. It's about a thought, and this is what we do. So John bought bomboniera for my parents and some coffee.
With
and
a Starbucks.
And he was questioning. He was like, this is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous gift. And I was like, it's not. It's going to be well received. My parents and my grandma will feel like you did think of them.
Yeah.
And this is like a nice gift that you bring, that you thought of them, but you don't need to spend mad money on something. So he should have brought something to mom. Flowers, something. Pick up something.
I would have felt just as weird giving your mom lipstick and fresh Nikes too. So
That's for the kids. I get that, but
I don't understand. I'll believe it because this is what we saw, but I have a hard time buying that Riley bought all these gifts for the girls and didn't bring it. Not even a shitty pearl necklace for mom. Like, really? He didn't bring anything for mom?
well, I think the girls ask for it because the lipstick, she goes,
Right.
oh, that's my favorite, right? If you buy Nikes, like, you don't just spend $100 on shoes you're guessing they're gonna fit someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had the size. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah, it wasn't a good look.
It's a nice gesture, but he should have brought something for mom.
That's what I'm
bring
saying.
candy, bring chocolate, bring flowers, bring something.
So mom, noticeably unhappy.
Yes.
Daughter's very happy.
Because it's a custom thing to do, and that's the same thing in Czech. People don't expect you to bring anything big, but they expect you to bring something that's like, oh, this person appreciates us welcoming them
Sure.
in our home. Like,
Sure.
That's how we look at things.
Sure. I think it would have maybe looked better if he didn't bring anything, because it would have been like, oh, look at this guy. He just doesn't know. But the fact that he brought the daughter something and brought mom nothing, it made it even more apparent that he didn't get anything for mom.
No. I always ask you when we go and see your family, I always say, let's bring something for our nieces. And you're like, yeah, that's fine enough. But we bring gifts for your parents when we travel. Same for my parents, right?
Yeah.
Just something to appreciate them, that we think of them when we go to places and when we go visit them.
Mm-hmm. So mom, not happy, now starts digging in and asking some tough questions. She asks Riley, well, you've been dating my daughter and she's been crying a lot. She hasn't been happy since you guys have been dating. You have a temper, it seems. Is that going to change?
And I was kind of shocked by that because I always felt like she's the one with the temper. She's the one who's the boss. The fact that they probably fight a lot and she cries and he loses his shit, I did not see this coming.
No, well, I didn't see Riley just coming out and saying, well, I want to be good to Violet, but I don't like being lied to. Like, this seemed very aggressive for a first meeting. Like, oh, we're really just getting into it at this dinner table right now? We're just going to lay it all on the table?
Yeah.
And Violet's daughter's like, whoa, lie. It's a pretty heavy word. And so Violet comes out and explains where it's all coming from, the topless picture from the friend. And mom's like, you're not even married and you guys are miserable. You're going to be more miserable if you get married.
Well, mom also feels like it's offensive because Vietnamese women don't lie and don't cheat.
Yeah.
So him saying this is offensive to her on so many levels. A, because it's her daughter, and B, because she's Vietnamese, and he's accusing, for her, she hears, oh, you're accusing my Vietnamese daughter of this, and we don't do that.
Well, Riley just ends up saying, I'm going to work on trusting her more. And I just think he's so easy to either change his tune. He's like, okay, I'll trust her more. Just like, okay, I'll drop the argument about the topless photo. He's just so easy to change his tune. So he either knows his concerns are bullshit and he's just overreacting and he's like, okay, I need to stop overreacting. Or he's just very naive.
Here's my read on Riley, right? I think, well, we know he got hurt in the past multiple times badly, right? I think he was probably cheated on or lied to more times than we know of.
Maybe.
And now he doesn't trust anyone, but he wants love. And that's why he went and looked outside of the US, because as many people think, many guys maybe think that, oh, let me find a foreigner, like other cultures are more trusting, are more appreciative, are more nurturing, right? We've heard it many times on the show. I'm not saying it's true or it's not necessarily. I think it's about a person. But he probably thought, let me find someone outside of the US who will appreciate me. And then he met Violet, who calls him fat, who calls him ugly. But somehow they got into this and now they're in it. And it's not what he wanted. So he has this defensive mode on while he's trying to be in the relationship. And it's not going to work because it's just kind of like, it's like two magnets, but two opposites. Like it does not work.
It's not gonna
like
work.
he either needs to be all in and trust her, and they need to talk more, or they need to stop.
There's no reason to trust her. There's zero reason to trust her. She stayed on the apps after she said she wouldn't be. She's getting shirtless photos
But
from
is
guys.
she on the apps?
He said he saw her on the apps.
Here's the thing. If you download of these apps, you need to delete not just the app, you need to delete your account. Otherwise, you're going to be lingering on the apps forever. It's true.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And it seems like she's fooling him time and time again, so shame on him.
Yeah. Well, here's my other thought, right? I'm looking at this city she lives in, Vietnam, and her life, and it looks good. It doesn't look like she's trying to escape something good to the US.
I don't know that she is. She may be trying to get money from multiple men.
Oh, I didn't think of that. But he said he doesn't send her money. He only sends gifts to the girls.
They all say that, Teresa.
I don't know. Maybe I should have stayed in Czech and ask for money online. I'm kidding. But yeah, this relationship, we're talking about Gino and Jasmine being toxic, but these guys are also toxic, but a different level of toxic.
Oh, yeah. I look at Gino and Jasmine. I go, this is extremely toxic, but for some reason, I think there is a kernel of love. There's no love here. It's just complete toxicity.
Well, I think he does love her.
No, he does not. He does not.
Well, he wants to love her.
He wants to.
He wants the love. Like, he wants the company. It's just he's been alone. He has a dog, which is great, but he's a small dog. But he's been alone. He has a lot of female friends, but no one to cuddle with at night. I feel for him. He wants someone. So
All right.
I don't think it's Violet, but
I don't
we'll
think
see.
I don't think this is going to be a happy ending, but we'll see. We've been surprised before.
New couple, who this?
New couple alert. Statler and Dempsey. And shout out to Statler and her Hungry Man dinners because she eats like Gino and fucks like Jasmine.
Jesus.
That's what
That's pretty good.
That's what I've learned from this little segment here.
Yeah, so we learned Statler is 33. Shout out to the 2 3s. Woohoo. Great age.
Okay.
From Irving, Texas.
All right.
She loves bugs. Ew.
She can relate to it's a bug's life.
But she said, I can relate to them because no one notices me. And then she follows it with, I've banged so many women in my life, and elevators, restaurants, people are walking in and out. It's like, how? Okay. I get she has an ADHD. I get that side of that thing. But no one notices me and you're banging girls left and right. That means people do notice you.
I don't want to get all psychological on you, Teresa.
Okay, dad.
But I will.
Your own dad.
But I will.
All right.
A lot of people, I would imagine, who don't feel seen will go above and beyond to be seen and feel loved. And a lot of times that involves sex to feel appreciated and loved. So she's using her body and putting it out there so that she does feel seen.
Interesting. I didn't think of that.
Okay.
Well, anyways, she loves bugs. Ew. Her entire intro is her digging through a tree, finding these little ugly bugs.
Yes.
And then she says she has an ADHD. I'm not very familiar with that, but the way she explains it is like she's either hyper-focused or zero-focused. And what it means is that For example, her words, she works in finance, works from home, but she can only focus for 15 minutes before she needs to stand up and do other things.
Yes.
And I hate that she said it on TV because she might get fired.
Well, hopefully not. But she'll get fired because she's on 90 day, not because of her ADHD. So ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, right? So the attention is an issue for her. Then she becomes hyperactive. So it's...
I can see that when she talks.
Yeah, it's a very common... It's a very common disorder.
Oh, I know it's very common, but I don't know any details about it. I don't know. I don't personally know anyone with ADHD.
You probably do.
Do I?
Yeah, you probably do. We don't have to talk about it on the pod, but you probably do.
All right.
So
I was just gonna say, if it's a Czech person, we don't talk about anything, so I would never know.
Oh, all right.
If it's an American, maybe I'm just not aware.
Okay. So yes, Statler, she works in the finance department of a freight logistics company, been working from home since COVID. But yeah, there's a lot of distractions at home. So she works for 15 minutes at a time. So it's been difficult.
It's funny because you know how your phone listens to you?
Yeah.
After we watched the show, I was taking my notes. Then I was getting Amazon ads for ADHD work chair. And it's this chair that you can like fold differently so you sit in different positions. And I was like, how is this even possible? It looked fun. So you can literally like tweak it every, 10, 15 minutes, up to you. So you just like move around, you switch it up, right?
Interesting.
And they said it's a chair for people with ADHD.
Interesting.
Right after we watched.
Interesting. Yeah, they're always listening.
Always.
So then we get into a little bit of Statler's history and her feelings of rejection, which could also play into her desire to just bang, right?
Yes.
She was adopted. She says her parents wanted to guarantee a girl, and there's only one way to do that, at least back then, she says, which was to adopt a girl.
Yes. So she has two brothers. They already had boys.
Yeah, they had boys. They wanted a girl, so they adopted Statler. And she feels like I never felt like I measured up to my brothers. They got perfect grades. They were involved in sports. Me, on the other hand, she says I had terrible grades. I was always failing. And then I came out, and that felt like another disappointment.
Yes. And so she said, well, then I kind of stopped feeling bad for myself, stopped feeling like I disappoint everyone, and I just started being myself. And that's when my banging journey became.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people find their confidence when they get a little bit older. It's always tough to be a teen, right?
I mean, I agree. That was me too. I had these ups and downs. I was bullied when I was younger. We all know the story. And then I got cool. And then I got wise. And I was like, oh, I don't want to deal with any of this. And I left.
Okay.
But I went through a little wave.
Sure. And so Statler says, I got older, I got more confident, and I started to really explore my sexuality. I'm talking about multiple women, sometimes in one night. I'm having sex in churches while church is happening. I'm having sex in an elevator while people are trying to get on. So, needless to say, sex is important to her, but love is more important.
Yes, and it seems like she can bang, but she cannot keep a girlfriend.
Yes, she hasn't been able to find that love, at least not in the States. So she switched her location to England because, well, why not? I love English accents. So let me flip on the old England.
And that's how she matched with Dempsey, 28.
From Darlington, England.
They've been together or talking for 7 months, and she's finally flying to England to meet her.
It's like she walked out of a wet dream. I'm telling you, Statler's going to give Jasmine a run for her money when it comes to the whole sexual.
Oh, yeah. Her mind is so dirty.
Such a dirty mind.
But I also feel like, is this an act? Or is this a defense mechanism?
I think it's a little bit of a defense mechanism.
Because someone who says, I like bugs because I don't see like people see me. And then they come out and say this. Come out on TV.
I think this is what she feels she has to offer. She's a very pretty girl.
She is.
Very pretty girl. I feel like she feels like this is all she has to offer people. She says, I wasn't good at school. I wasn't good at sports. I think she feels...
a good job.
She's a good job.
She was I don't think she was as bad as she says.
But she has the ADHD. She can't focus. I feel like she thinks, and maybe she can't focus on a partner, but I feel like she thinks this is what I have to offer people is sex.
Well, from what I've learned about her just by watching the segment was that she's very intense and she jumps. She jumps way too quick and immediately without learning. And I think it's great if you do a one-night stand and you just bang in the elevator or at the church. That's fun because you jump and then you move on. But when it comes to relationships, you cannot just jump. At least I don't think you can, because
of course not.
There are people who jumped and made it work somehow, but 99% of the time you need to get to know the person and take it a little slower at the beginning, right, before you jump. And I don't think she does. I think she just goes straight, jumps, makes plans in her head, and when it doesn't work, she feels disappointed.
Right, which is what she's trying to do here. We said Statler and Dempsey, they talked for 7 months, so now she's going to go visit her in England. But her plan is, well, I'm going to move there.
Well, she literally said, I go to England. If everything's fine, I come back for 2 weeks, sell my stuff, and move there.
Yeah.
First of all, not that easy because...
you can't just move to another country.
No. You need to obtain the correct visa so you can work or stay there. Even if she married her, it still takes some time. I don't think it's as crazy as in the US, but still, it takes some time, takes some paperwork, takes some money, right?
Yeah.
You cannot just pack up and leave unless you want to go somewhere, stay illegally, wouldn't have insurance, wouldn't have a lot of... no, please don't do that.
End of rant?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It seemed like an ellipsis. But
well,
okay.
I just wanted to share.
Okay. So then we cut to Statler with her friend Cy. They're going to Teresa's
Better than sex
chocolate place. And on the way to this, it was the name of this place, Better Than Sex?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
I think so. That they were saying it. Let's go to this place Better Than Sex that I've never been before. I always wanted to try. It's a chocolate place.
Got it. So on the way, we learn that Statler's plan is to meet Dempsey at the airport in England because Dempsey has been traveling with her dad and is going to be landing at the same time. And Statler's never had sex in an airport, so here's the perfect opportunity for that.
Also, how rich is Dempsey's family? Because why do you go to Thailand for a month in your late 20s? For work? Probably not. For fun, I guess.
Maybe. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll learn.
So the plan is to meet at the airport. And again, we don't have to say it. We're very sex positive over here. We call each other slut. It's a term of endearment. We love. But if there's one thing I cannot stand is when one thing becomes a person's entire personality.
Yeah.
And sex is becoming Statler's entire personality, right? And maybe Jasmine's worn me down, and so I just have even less patience for it.
Yeah, I think so.
When mowing your lawn is your entire personality trait or sex is your entire personality trait, like mix it up a little bit.
Well, I think she covers her insecurity with sex.
That's fine, but it's not interesting.
Because we learned that this is not her first English rodeo. And it's not that long when she did the last rodeo.
Yeah.
Apparently, a little over a year ago, which means there was probably 3 months between her ex and Dempsey.
I'm not good at math, but that seems to check out.
5. Sorry. I thought the year is 10 months. 5 months, still not enough time. A little over a year ago, she was in England with her ex-girlfriend who was English, who she met online, and for who she wanted to move to England. But for this ex, she was moving too fast, so she dumped her. She said she cried her eyes out for weeks, and then she met Dempsey. Listen, if I was Dempsey and I learned this story and then realized, like, wait a minute, she wants to move here, I would think that her entire goal is to move to England.
Yeah, she's like, I've never had sex in England before, so I need to move to England. But also,
she did have sex in England. That's the problem.
True. But also, Statler's not learning anything from the past because her ex broke up with her because she thought Statler was moving too fast. Now Statler's moving extremely fast again.
Well, I also think that's her ADHD.
Maybe, but I think you can learn. You're able to learn, and she's now realizing, oh, my ex broke up with me because I was moving in. She thought we were moving too quickly. And now here's my plan. If things go well, I'm going to move. I'm going to go home for 2 weeks, and I'm going to move back in. It's like pump the brakes, slow down, build a relationship, create a foundation, a solid one.
Yes, but it seems like she's trying to get out of Texas ASAP. And her, what's the word? Destination is England. No matter if it's her ex or her current girlfriend.
Yeah, it does seem like she just likes the accent.
Yes, I think she just wants to, and that's fine. But why don't you just try to get a visa, move there, and meet someone?
Also, to me, Statler seems like the type of person who needs more than one person to satisfy them sexually. So I could see, I'm not counting the ex out, is all I'm saying. I could see a sister wives situation where it's Dempsey, it's the ex, it's Statler.
I cannot. I don't think she can focus on two people. But I wouldn't count the ex out because it's the next day she's packing. She's going to head to the airport. And then she tells us that her ex, they've been talking a little bit. Her ex knows she's coming and she wants to meet her at the airport because I'm pretty sure that Statler told her fantasy of having sex at the airport. Or the ex actually regrets, and that's what Statler said, the ex regrets ending things.
Yeah. But
So I'm pretty sure that if this couple's going to have some drama and it's not going to be a Statler moving super freaking fast, it's going to be the ex.
it'll probably be the ex. But Statler, at least for now, is saying not going to happen, not meeting the ex. I'm focused on Dempsey, and that's that.
We'll see, because she's very insecure.
Yes. If Dempsey is not giving her and fulfilling her needs, then she may turn to her ex. But for now, she's saying no, which I appreciate.
We'll see.
I appreciate. So Statler ends up heading to the airport. She learns Dempsey's flight might be delayed, which means she's not going to be able to bang Dempsey at the airport.
I mean, I saw the previews. It's good because she is going to poop her pants overnight.
What do you mean?
She's going to get some bad bug. You didn't see the previews?
Oh. I'm always
she's
busy setting up.
She's on the toilet. She's pooping. She's throwing up.
Oh, God.
At the hotel. And she said it herself. She's like, I'm glad that Dempsey isn't here.
Oh, God. No, but before that, she's at the airport and she's like, well, you got to take risks for love. I'm nervous. I'm anxious, but it's my time to find happiness. And as my wife so eloquently put it while we were watching, Statler's just stringing together a bunch of Home Goods quotes.
So true.
Very true. Well said. All right. That is Statler and Dempsey.
All right, let's go from England to the Philippines.
But let's keep talking sex, baby. Let's talk about David and Sheila. This was a wild night of dirty sex. And by dirty sex, I mean nobody's showered yet.
Yeah, they don't seem like they showered. And also, how big is David's penis?
Okay. His banana, you mean?
Yes, and how small is her donut? Because I feel like if you lube it, you can make it work.
So here's the thing. I could be wrong. Were they trying anal? Because who calls a vagina a donut? You call your beehole your donut.
Really?
Is your vagina reminiscent of a donut hole, or is your butthole reminiscent of a donut hole?
None.
Well, I would beg to differ. But I've never heard of a vagina being called a donut hole.
Well, Sheila's foreign.
Yes. When you put it that way.
I think a vagina is that, what is it, the cantaloupe. If you cut a cantaloupe in half.
Sure.
Or
beautiful.
Apple pie.
Beautiful,
right?
beautiful.
American pie.
Beautiful. But a donut I've always reserved for something else. I think he was trying anal.
I don't don't think they did unless David accidentally mixed up the holes.
Well, she could have been like, no, stop. That's my donut. And he can't hear back there. So he just keeps trying. I'm just saying.
She's very petite, so...
She says, she's like, well, I haven't banged in a while, so it was very painful.
And luckily, David is very handy.
Jasmine needs to pass over those butt plugs and she can,
But here's the difference. David and Sheila, they both are very sexual and they want this.
Oh, I love
Jasmine, she's the only one. Gino just wants to watch some TV and eat a TV dinner.
Yeah, for some reason, this doesn't bother me. And maybe because it's not, and I shouldn't say bother me because Jasmine doesn't bother me. It's just like enough already. I'm tired of it. I'm not tired of this because the way they talk about it is so entertaining. When Sheila's like, we're not having sex because it's too painful for me. So what I do is BJ until he comes. I'm like, well, this is just adorable.
She said, I BJ. She's like, I BJ with him. I like that.
I thought she said I BJ until he comes.
He said, I BJ with him until he came.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm just saying the way they talk about it is very refreshing.
It is.
I like it a lot.
And for David, we can only read it on the screen. He doesn't say it.
Right. So then they're talking about how long it's been since they've each had sex. For David, it's been 4 years. And Sheila's like, whoa, what did you do for 4 years without sex?
And David used the sign language that we all know.
The international sign for jerking off.
Yes.
This was the first thing I learned how to sign. I learned it when I was about 13 years old.
Gee.
The old one too. So David has a surprise for Sheila. It's a book to help her learn how to sign.
Yeah, it was a sign language learning kit.
And he teaches her David.
Yes.
Which I would have imagined he had taught her a long time ago. But this is the first time. I know how to, the only thing I know in sign is how to spell John.
Really?
Yeah. Very proud of it.
Oh.
Well, let me do it for you.
Okay.
Let me do it with my left hand. Hold on. I'm going to switch mic hands. J-O-N.
Oh.
I don't know how or when or why I learned it.
Yeah, I know nothing besides
Jerk off.
masturbating. Yeah.
It's a classic. Comes in handy. No pun intended. Okay. Took 2 years to show her the sign, but now she knows David. And
that's a good gift, and she's excited about it.
Oh, yeah. I love this couple.
I
love this couple, and I love Christian and Cleo.
I hate that they don't shower, but I loved watching them.
That's how much I love them. Is I'll give them a pass. I hope they showered very shortly after.
I can smell them through the TV. The same way I can smell Nicola and his church vibe.
And let me tell you, this smells like the opposite of church. If you guys know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So then David, unlike Violet, is like, do you want to see my phone? I feel like we should show each other our phones because it's a long distance relationship and there could be jealousy. So let me just show you it. And Sheila starts going through.
Well, Sheila asked for it before.
True.
Sheila has a lot of trust issues because her ex cheated on her with a girl in Manila.
True.
So she has trust issues.
So she starts going through the photos and the text and she finds a photo of a girl. And David says, well, it's just a friend.
Well, he said it's a friend that his friend asked about.
Because the text was, do you have a boyfriend? And he explained it, well, I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Classic response.
It could be real. It could be a lie. It depends what the follow-up was.
Yeah, but at least he had his answer on the tip of his tongue.
Well,
he didn't have to be like, no, nothing. What? I'm not going to share.
Here's why I think he's not lying, because he gave her the phone without a question and said, well, I have nothing to hide, so take a look. If he knew that he was trying to ask a chick, he would have deleted it.
Yeah. He didn't check Sheila's phone.
Well, because he said, what's in the past, and that's how you're an idol.
Yeah. I also think she passed the test last night.
Ooh.
If you know what I mean.
With the BJ?
No. Well, the reason that she had to give the BJ.
Oh, because her donut is so small?
Because it's so tight. It's like, well, clearly she hasn't been.
Well, that could be texting or other types of cheating.
Yeah, that's true. But
it's so true.
Oh, it's very true. But David is not concerned with that.
Yeah. Well, good for David.
Good for David. So then we get to see them at the market because Sheila wants to show David her culture.
Yeah, and they're spending the whole day together before they go and meet her kids and her family.
Right.
They're walking around, seeing the market, all the dried food, and then she's like, try this dried pork, crispy pork, which they sell at every store in the US.
Pork rinds.
Pork rinds, right?
Yeah, he tried it.
Yeah.
He liked it.
Yeah. But he didn't want to try the dry squid.
Well, he's like, at home when I'm at a grocery store, I get very hungry. Here, not that hungry. And again, things that would sound worse if they weren't being signed.
True.
He gets by with saying a lot of things because he's not saying a lot of things.
Also, he's at a market. Like, that's different than a supermarket.
Agreed. But he's basically saying, oh, this is gross. But because he's signing it, it softens it a little.
True, but he still tries. He
Yes.
is I remember Angela. I was gonna say Andrea for some reason. Angela throwing up outside of the market.
I think she was going through withdrawal of Diet Coke or something.
Yeah, so at least he plays along. He tries, and he loves learning about her culture.
Yeah, no, they're definitely bonding. They're holding hands. He's loving being able to touch Sheila. He does say, it's like, oh, I love your hometown. It's a nice place.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm happy we're together. But we have to talk more. We have to learn more about each other. I want to know about your past.
And I love that. And I don't think I realized until this episode that Sheila is very insecure because of her ex.
Yeah.
And David feels like Sheila thinks that David is still into his ex because his ex was deaf and knew how to sign, and Sheila doesn't.
Yeah. I hope that concern goes away because David's given her no reason to feel that way.
Yes.
I think she may feel a little self-conscious because she doesn't sign, but
Yet.
I'm hopeful that she'll learn.
I think she will. All right.
Okay.
Our favorite couple.
So good.
Let's talk about Christian and Cleo.
Is this our last couple?
Yes.
All right. Christian and Cleo. So let me just start off by asking you. Did you see the news story about the person that found blood on you did?
And feces.
I don't know about the feces.
Oh, I read the whole article today.
I thought I read the whole article
Oh, no.
yesterday.
So, a guy flying on Air France from Europe to Toronto sat at the seat with his wife and their cats in backpacks.
Yes. Okay.
And something smelled. He's like, it smells
Yes.
it smells weird. So he starts touching.
He thought it was like,
things.
oh, did the cats shit
Yeah.
themselves? Or right.
So he started touching, and his wife handed him a little napkin, and he starts like tapping everything, and all of a sudden he sees the napkin's red, but the bloody red.
Well, the flight attendant handed him some things to
Well,
wipe
after,
up. Okay.
and she's like, well, you shouldn't be touching it because it's blood.
No,
and
then
feces.
they gave no. So you're reading, I don't know what article.
CNN. What are you
Well,
reading?
I think I read CNN as well, or Fox News, whatever you guys read. So he smelled something. I think he did go to wipe it up, and then he was like, "Oh, this is weird. There's something down here." He tells the flight attendant, "Hey, there's something down here." I think the flight attendant assumed it's your cat. You have to clean it up. She gave him some wet wipes and plastic rubber gloves. Said, "Here, put these gloves on." And then he started wiping it up. He's like, oh, shit, this is red. What is this? The captain starts radioing. Like, what could this possibly
The cat's backpack was soaked with blood
be? Yeah, it ended up being human blood.
and feces.
I don't think there was feces.
100% their feces. They learned this after the flight.
Well, do you know what the cause was?
Of another passenger flying to Europe the day before got sick. But I think he got sick. He was throwing up and pooping.
I heard there was a hemorrhage, which is like, I think a contusion was
Yeah.
bleeding.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. Maybe there were feces.
I'm telling you, there were feces.
I mean, there's feces everywhere. If you swipe your phone, there's
yeah, but
feces
apparently
probably.
the flight attendant came to him nonchalant saying, I'm sorry, sir, this is a full flight, so you'll need to stay in this seat. But try not to touch anything because it's feces too.
Jeez.
Yeah, so they had nowhere to move.
Gross.
I would sue Air France because
Yeah, you should be cleaning between flights.
it happened, and apparently the pilot or whoever was on the first flight, they requested a deep clean of the area, and it just didn't get translated with the clean crew. They just cleaned the seat, but they didn't clean the floor. So how bad it was, the carpet was still soaked in that.
Yeah, bad.
Pretty bad.
Anyways, a long way to say Christian's nose would not stop bleeding on this flight over
Because he was wasted.
to London. Yeah. Okay.
Can I tell a personal story about you?
I mean, this episode's going so long. How good of a story is it?
It's good.
How good?
Okay, this is Christian.
How good? On a scale of me trying to open up plastic bags at the supermarket.
A little worse, but not too bad. Okay, this is Christian's first time flying on an international flight. Guys, if you have not flown on international flights, unless you fly on the spirit of the international flights, you have free drinks. And I think Christian, who seemed to enjoy drinks a little too much, realized that and started drinking so hard that he got cut off. My beloved other half did not get cut off because he started puking for hours on the flight to Europe. The first time when you went on an international long-haul flight and everything was free.
What a good story.
That was a great story. I'm glad you didn't get cut off because I think that's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's basically we had so much time before the flight.
Oh yeah, we got totally hammered at JFK.
That I did my normal pre-flight ritual of a few drinks and then got on the flight. And then I never had open bar in the sky before. And so I was like, well, let's keep going with the beers. And then mid-flight, I said, why don't we mix in a little whiskey? And then I think you ordered wine. And we're like, I don't want my wine. So then I drank your wine. Long story short, you spent, the last hour
But
of
the fact
flight.
he got cut off, this is how I know it's bad for someone who's been flying internationally often, is because they don't come by you as often to offer you something. So that means he had to keep asking for alcohol, right?
Yeah.
And once you ask like 10 times, they probably cut you off.
I think he has a drinking problem.
Oh, I think he does.
Evidenced by, A, getting cut off, and 2, he was the guy who last episode was drinking straight whiskey at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
So that's Christian, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. So
Cut to Cleo.
Cut to Cleo. She's at the Airbnb. She's excited, saying goodbye to the cats. The daddy's coming. Is it daddy?
Yes.
Daddy's coming. She's getting ready to go to the airport, which she doesn't like doing because of overstimulating.
Yes. But she is serving fish, which is a term I learned and I was hoping to be able to incorporate into my vocabulary. But after Googling it, I am not allowed to incorporate, or there's no reason for me to. It's a term used in drag culture to refer to a queen that has a very feminine appearance.
Okay. You learned something.
You're serving fish. Not you, but I
don't get it, but
is that a reference to a vagina?
I truly...
There is the saying, and it's not a great saying.
I don't get it.
Vagina, fish.
I get the anal and the donut.
I don't get that. I get vagina and fish. I get butt and donut.
Ooh, how do you get vagina and fish?
It's a bad
like
analogy.
A bad smell?
Yeah, it's a bad analogy that people make.
That women's vagina smell like fish?
It's a bad analogy.
That's horrible.
But it's one that's been made. Hey, we're serving fish over here. How does that relate to looking like a woman?
I'm telling you again, I don't understand. So moving on.
Maybe it's the fish face?
What? Not all women look like fish.
No, but I'm saying...
women look like fish.
I know. But I'm saying when, you pose for selfies, don't you do that fish face?
But that means that this phrase was created in the past 5 years.
Oh, I think it's a new phrase.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm serving fish.
I still don't get it.
I love the phrase. I'm not going to appropriate. I will not say it.
I don't get it, but moving on.
Okay, so she's off to the airport, and yes, she's a little nervous because overstimulation, but also she's worried when Christian meets her for the first time, he won't think that she's serving fish. So
he's too wasted to know she's serving anything.
Yeah, if she's not serving drinks, he's not going to care. But let's do it. The moment we've all been waiting for.
So he landed he does a quick Darcy Dash in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably so wasted that he just needs a little splash.
Splash a little water on the face.
And-
yeah. Mix in water once in a while.
Here's why this is interesting, because neither of them know what the other one's going to do.
Yes.
And I'm gonna throw it at Christian as the male, right? He isn't sure if he's
Well, not
gonna
even-
even hug her or kiss her or what he's gonna do when he sees her.
And let's not even go male, female, who's going to do what. Christian's the one who said, "Oh, I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm going to get physical in public." So
Yeah.
he's put that out there. So that's why it is on him.
But
Because
I was just gonna say, after he got super wasted on the plane, he gets out, he hugs her and he kisses her.
But I don't like that you're saying, "Oh, he's drunk, so that's why he's doing it."
I don't think he's drunk, but I think he was drinking maybe to figure his thoughts.
to calm the nerves a little bit, maybe.
Yes, and let me just repeat myself. I said it at the beginning, I'm gonna say it again. I don't think that Christian truly knows what he wants in life, or like who he is. Because who says, "Oh, I'm hetero AF"? No one says that. You are either a heterosexual or you are whoever you are, right?
Right, that
you don't
statement
say
is-
I'm a hetero AF. That's an aggressive statement.
Well, aggressive,
it's almost like a
schmesher.
cover up. You had a good word. What was it?
It's overcompensating.
Thank
Right.
you.
You-
Overcompensating for something he doesn't know.
Now, in his defense, if you are in his shoes and you have people looking at you saying, "Oh, he's dating a trans woman," you may feel the need to overcompensate, not because of anything that you feel, but because the way you think others are looking at you.
I don't think so, because he knew. Look, they're on TV, right? So it's out there. His family knows. He knew it's gonna get out there. This wasn't something that he could keep as a dirty secret for years. No. So I think the more I'm watching this couple, the more I feel like, all right, I don't think you're hetero AF. I think you said you kissed a guy in college and you said you didn't like it. I think you are still thinking about it and not knowing what it meant. And I think he's attracted to women, but I think he is not sure if he's attracted to men.
Okay.
And so he's trying to figure out if he's bisexual, maybe leading more towards women, because Cleo is a woman, yet she's not fully transitioned.
Well, I think
and
it's-
that's why I think he is down to, let me go to England and explore. Because I'll tell you this, I thought of it for a while. If he truly was 100% heterosexual and there was no way...
Use his words, hetero AF.
Hetero AF.
Okay.
If there was no way for him
I think
to
it was
ever...
straight as fuck, but okay. Anyways.
to ever be attracted to a man or male parts, there is no way he would fly to England and sleep in the same bed with her. There is no freaking way.
Okay.
And you can tell me as a straight male, right? If you weren't sure about who you are, right? Mm-hmm. But he puts it out there, saying, "Oh, no, I'm straight AF or hetero AF." But you still go through with this means that you are not. You put it out there. You don't know who you are. You don't know if this is going to work, but you're willing to try and see if it feels right.
Yeah. And maybe it's all semantics, and at the end of the day it is. But he would be pansexual, I think, because she's a trans woman. It's not
True.
bisexual. He's pansexual, right? He can be attracted to anyone, regardless of gender or their gender identity. So, which is fantastic. You
Yes.
do you. But yes, I think he hopefully will come around to owning that more.
I think he is trying to own it. I think if she was...
I don't think when you say I'm hetero AF or straight AF or whatever, he's owning it. I think he's overcompensating.
And here is why I think he says that. If she was fully transitioned, I think he would be more in peace with that. But
okay.
because she's not, she's a female, but she has a penis, which that's a male part. You cannot justify this in
No, of
any
course.
other way, right? And that's why he isn't sure and he keeps saying, "Oh, I'm hetero AF, but we'll see." It's because he doesn't know. It was different with
Gabe and Isabel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Gabe is full transitioned, right?
Right.
He's a full male.
Right.
And so that's why for
Right.
Isabel...
If he had never told anyone that he was born a female,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. And for Isabel, she knows him as a male, right?
Right.
She doesn't know him as a male with a vagina. She knows him as a male. For Christian, he's going to get to know her as a female with a penis.
Yeah.
So he needs to be okay with it. Let's say she transitions in the future or not, up to her, right? He'll need to be okay with whatever she decides. But meeting her when she's not transitioned, that means that he needs to be okay with it, or at least think he could be okay with it. So I think he's saying one thing to put this sort of persona out there while he's not sure who he is. I truly believe that he's trying to find himself.
Yeah, there's just so many variables that it would be crazy to say you're not confused or you're not questioning, because it's such an unconventional situation to find yourself in that it's okay to be unsure. And he is unsure, and that's perfectly fine.
And it's tricky because I think for him, she looks very feminine, right?
Sure.
She looks like a woman. And he's attracted to her. She's a woman. He's attracted to women. But she's not fully transitioned. And it's I'm very curious to see how this is going to work.
And that's why it's my favorite couple, because
Yeah.
like we're experiencing something new here together, which I like. As a curious person, I like. So, okay, let's stop burying the lead, because Christian lands, he comes to the doors. Cleo's got a nervous smile on her face, but Christian walks towards her and mouths, "Oh my God." And he's got this big smile on, and he gives her a hug. And we think, all right, well, a hug is better than nothing.
Yes. Well, then, as I said before,
But then
he kisses her.
there's a nice smooch, a
And he
big
said
old
it felt
smooch.
good.
Yes, a big old smooch.
So that's good. I'm glad that at least this is working out so far, and whatever happens, happens. But at least Cleo doesn't have to feel like, oh, he doesn't find me attractive.
Right.
Or it's like, yeah, I liked it.
Christian told the camera, "My first kiss with Cleo was really good. She has really nice lips. I definitely felt inflamed." I think that means in the crotchal region.
Ooh.
He felt inflamed. But then they hit the cab. Okay? Cut to the cab. And Cleo asks Christian to do a Minnesota accent. She might as well have just asked him to do a Gino accent.
Wait, is Gino from Minnesota?
Close enough.
Oh no, he's from
Yeah,
Michigan.
but the way Christian was like, "Oh, jeepers, Jasmine. Get that vagina away from me." Like, it might as well have just been, "Do a Gino for us."
Well, it's a little awkward, but we need to get to know each other.
Less awkward than a lot of 90-day couples, I would say.
Cleo says she feels the same chemistry
Yeah.
as she did online, which is good. And she hopes he feels the same way.
Yes. So they get home. Cue the cats. "Hello, girls. I brought you your daddy." And Christian's response is, "Oh, yeah, they look fun."
That's something I would say.
What? This was the awkwardness. Cleo and Christian had amazing chemistry compared to Christian and these cats.
Because he's a dog person, I can relate.
I have never once in my entire life, I've never once seen a cat not come sprinting towards you when you shake a bag of treats.
Really?
He
Cats
was-
don't give a shit.
When you shake a bag of Temptations, Teresa, those cats come a running and they start purring. They're like, not these cats, not for Christian.
Well, because Christian's like, well, I'm not their daddy. Like, let's not call daddy. I can be Uncle Christian.
He felt so rejected. He was like, well, forget it. I'm not their, I'll be their uncle then. I'll be, if they don't love me, I don't love them.
No, I think he said it because he doesn't want to move that fast. He's not their daddy yet. They don't even know each other. He just got there.
I know. When Cleo kind of felt, I think, a little upset by that because she picked up, "Oh, okay. Well, you're downgrading me too then. That means we're not romantic partners."
You just mad. That's a little aggressive calling your cats. Oh, here's your daddy.
I guess so.
I think it's aggressive. I think she should have said, "Hello, cats. Here's
Christian."
Here's Christian, exactly.
Yeah. So then Christian's like, well, I'm tired. Hangover starting to kick in. So I should probably get ready for bed. And so they change for bed. And Cleo gets into her nightie. And Christian says, you look cute. And I believe that when he said it, it didn't feel like, oh, he feels like he needs to say this. He feels like he felt like, oh, he's attracted to her.
Yeah.
So this is all good news. Cleo, concerned though that she doesn't find him as attractive as he's saying he does. But I think just give him time to warm up. She's gonna do it. I think there's hope. There's more hope than I thought there was 2 episodes ago.
True.
When he was like, I don't know if I'm gonna hug her or kiss her. Like,
but I want to see the morning. I want them to spend the night together and see how things
I
went.
want to hear about her donut. I want to hear about his banana. I want to hear about it all, Teresa. That's why we're here.
All right.
Okay? No Misha and Nicole. No Tyree and Carmela. No Amanda and Rasvin.
Next time.
But for some reason, we went an hour 45.
Gee.
Yeah.
You're welcome, people.
Well, we hope so. We hope you appreciated it. If you did, if you liked it, and you want more, marriedtoreality.supercast.com, patreon.com/marriedtoreality. This week, The Other Way begins on the premium channels.
Yo.
So get ready for that. Also, follow along on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. Also, if you haven't left a review, please do. We love reviews, and we love the review that Prickly Mom sent.
Yes.
And make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening right now. It's so easy to do. All you have to do is look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as the beautiful review. And John spoiled it for me. I'll talk to him later.
I went out of order. What are you going to do? It's been a long episode. I'm loopy. Loopy, Teresa.
All right, we're done.
Are we done?
Are we done? We are done.
We've said a lot.
We've said a lot. We've said it all.
We've probably said about 25 minutes too much.
All right.
Should we?
It's probably the blobbing about Shark Week.
That was probably during the business portion, which our premium friends won't hear. Again, it's I always forget to remind you guys, but if you sign up for Supercast or Patreon, there's no ads and there's no housekeeping. So you don't have to hear us blabber on about Instagram and Patreon and Supercast. We trust that you guys already know about all that if you guys are premium friends. So, all right, that is that. I don't even have to ask. We've said too much. That means we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.